So here we can see Cambridge Book 19 academic reading test 2. So first passage, reading passage 2 here. Reading passage 2 has 6 paragraphs from A to F, and the question is here, which paragraph contains the following information? That means the question type is, it is called information matching, right?
Yeah.
So which paragraph contains the following information we have to find. So we are about to, first, the job that I would like to suggest you, first you should try to read the question. You should read the question first, then try to explain as much as you can why the question is here and what does it mean, what is the meaning of this question. uh, the question is, what is the question is objecting or targeting or aiming. We have to find the, we have to explain each and every question properly so that we can match the information with the paragraphs. Okay, so 6 paragraphs are there, but look at the questions. Here we can see 5 questions. So that was wonderful that we've got 6 paragraphs, as we can see here at the very beginning. 6 paragraphs are there, but the main challenges here, the main challenge is 5 questions are there. And also we've got another information that is called, you may use any letter more than once. That means in one paragraph we'll have maybe 2 answers, right? Or 2 questions answer we will have in one paragraph, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so first try to read the question. So generally what I do to answer this type of questions or this type of information matching, first I'll read the question properly and explain. Also I'll select some keywords to find the exact location. So here is our first question, question number 14. Reference to two chemical compounds which impact performance. So basically the here is the reference. So you know that while we are reading a sentence, then at least we should consider the words properly. The word reference. Reference is a word that means someone is referring two chemical compounds. So here
Mention.
yes. Are you saying something?
No, you can go on.
Okay. So two chemical compounds are there. We have to, I'm going to highlight these two chemical compounds which impact on performance. So here the writer talks about performance and also reference. So two chemical compounds. So first of all, let me make you sure or make you understand what is chemical compounds. So chemical compounds means some kinds of compounds or such type of compounds that is related with our human body or human organ. I mean, from our human body. Here we can see performance. So while we are performing on a particular job, for example, we are performing dances on stages. So that moment, at that time, in our body, there are some chemical compounds that will impact or that will work, right? So that is the meaning of this first question. So two chemical compounds. So just imagine that if you get these 10 words, I mean two chemical compounds, definitely in the paragraph there are two specific name. Two chemical compounds means two names, right? Two names of those chemical. Definitely you will find two names of those chemical in the paragraph, right? Otherwise, it is quite impossible to find the correct answer, because generally in our IELTS reading test, the writer won't give us the same words in the paragraph, that two chemical compounds. So definitely you will have, or we will have, two chemical compounds. Instead of two chemical compounds, we'll have two names of those chemical in the paragraph. And the second word is, here we should consider the second word, that is impact. So instead of impact, what kind of words we will have? Impact.
Effect,
So,
maybe.
effect. Yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. So we can get these words from the paragraph. Effect, or maybe affect. Affect is quite impossible. Effect. Effect or consequence. C-O-N. Consequence. Consequence, it means consequence,
I think
or we can get
means something
influence.
happened.
Yes, something happened. Influence, we can get another word, influence. So instead of impact, we'll find, or we should look for these words: effect, consequence, or influence. Okay, because two chemical compounds which influence on performance, or which influence our performance, right? So now it's clear that what kind of paraphrasing words, or paraphrasing sentences, or group of words we should consider. Now I would like to move on our next question, question number 15. So here we can see the examples of strategies for minimizing the effects of stress. So examples of strategies. So here our basic word or keyword is strategy. The second keyword is minimizing, and the third keyword is effects, and the last keyword is stress. So basically we'll have these keywords in a paragraph where writer discusses about strategies, some strategies or example of strategies for minimizing the effects of stress. So let me explain what is the strategies. So instead of the word strategies, what can we get in the passage? So regarding strategies, we may find some words like methods, right? Methods, techniques. Some strategies means some methods, some techniques, or what could be other words, strategies. Aspects, we can consider characteristics. Yes, characteristics. Character, we should also consider the word characteristics. So we will have some characteristics, methods, or techniques for minimizing. So let's consider our next word, minimizing. So what kind of words we may find, or we may have in the passage instead of minimizing? Instead of minimizing, we may find the word mitigating, right? Mitigating or minimizing, lessening, 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 decreasing. So this type of words we should consider, that we will have in the paragraph or in the passage. So question number 16, we're discussing about question number 16, how a sports person accounted for their own experience of stress. So instead of the words a sports person will have name of that person, of that sports person in the paragraph, and the second word is own experience. That means that person took part in the sports, took parts in the game or in the sports, right? In the sports, and experienced in the sports and experienced it, right? Okay. Now question number 17. We are going to discuss question number 17. So study results. There is a study that results indicating links between stress responses and performance. So basically here we can see a stress responses and performance. So there is a relation between stress responses and performance. Also we will find or we will have a study, the study results indicating links between stress performances responses and performance. So here again we should consider the word study. First we should consider the word study. So instead of study, what kind of words we are going to have? Instead of study we may get or we may find the word case, right? Case or research. Research also a word instead of study. Or we can find another word, research, case, what can I say, experiment, right? Maybe experiment, it is connected, related to the word study. Let me see. Training, yes. Training, yes, we can get another word, training. Study, it means experiment or training. So these type of words we should consider to answer question number 17. And also stress responses and performance and results indicating. So results, the word results, results, result, instead of the words results, that means outcomes, 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 or what can say, consequences. Yes, outcomes, results, the instead of the words results, outcomes, consequences, marks. Consequences, marks. So we should also consider these words. Now question number 18. So question number 18 we will have, the question is here. Okay. Mention of people who can influence. Mention of people. So mention of people, that means there are some people or some names of people who can influence how athletes perceive their stress responses, how athletes achieve their stress responses or deal with their stress responses. So the main keyword is here people, the second keyword is here influence, the third keyword is here athletes, and the last keyword is here stress responses. So these are our keywords. So instead of people we should consider the word people. Instead of people, the word people, we should consider name, name of some people, people. Instead of people we will have name of some people. And the second word is influence. Influence, that means inspired, motivate, inspire, motivate. What should be other words? Impact, encouragement, effect. Yes, EFFECT, effects, encouragement. So these are the words we should consider instead of influence. So here the last word, perceive. Perceive means achieve.
Receive.
Yes, receive. Yes, receive. Receive or gain. Perceive means receive, CEIVE. Receive or gain, G-A-I-N, gain or learn. So we should consider these words, right? Okay, so what have I done? First of all, we've discussed each and every questions. We've explained each and every question. Why should we learn these questions first? Because if you don't understand the meaning properly of those questions, it will be difficult. It will be harder for us to find the exact location. So now it's time to review our questions. First question, question number 14. Here the writer says two chemicals, about two chemical compounds. Question number 15. Here we can see some strategies minimizing the effects of stress. Question number 16. A sports person experience. Question number 17. A study that results indicating links between stress responses and performance. And the last question 18. People who can influence how athletes perceive their stress responses. The first paragraph is here. We can see the title of this passage is Athletes and Stress. So actually this is our abstract paragraphs. You know that abstract passage. So regarding IELTS reading, now I would like to discuss there are several types of passages or passages in IELTS reading, like science related passages, history related passages, uh, abstract passages, uh, sea, ocean, river related passages, space, orbit related passages, and the last one is object or place related passages. Object or place related passages. But as it is our reading passage too, so it is a abstract passage. So what is abstract passage? Abstract mean a kind of object. Abstract object means a kind of thing that we can't see but we can feel. We can't see but we can feel. So here the proper meaning, athletes and stress. So stress is a kind of feelings or emotion that we can't see but we can feel. We can feel it. So generally this type of passages are difficult or harder to get understand properly. So now I would like to start reading. So let's read our first paragraph, question number. Okay, now I would like to read the first paragraph, paragraph A. It isn't easy being a professional athlete. So yes, to become a professional athlete is not a big deal, right? Not only are the physical demands greater than most people could handle, athletes also face intense psychological pressure during competition. So to become a successful athlete, to become a successful sports person, you not only you should have physical demands, you should have fulfilled the physical demands. That means you should look fit, or you should your physical health should be fitted for the game or sports than most people could handle. Athletes also face intense psychological pressure during competition. So during the competition or during the tournament, most athletes they face intense psychological pressure. So being an athlete, you have to tackle or you have to handle this. Okay, so from these two lines, do you have any question we can match? Reference to chemicals? No, here we can't see any chemicals name. Strategy is no. How a sports person account for their own experience of stress? No. Study result? No. People who can influence? No. So we have to read further. Next sentence we can see, this is something that British tennis player Emma Raducanu wrote about on social media following her withdrawal from the 2021 Wimbledon tournament. So this is something. Look at this. this is something, this sentence or this part of the sentence is indicating the first part of the sentence or the first sentence, that it isn't easy being a professional athlete. Not only are the physical demands greater than most people could handle, so being a professional athlete, you should have uh, fulfill the physical demand as well as you should have to face the intense psychological pressure. So this is something means regard this sentence or this part of sentence is regarding two basic content. The number one is physical pressure and number two is demand, physical demand. So we can consider these two words, physical demand and physical pressure. Okay, fine. So this is something means physical demand and psychological pressure. Okay, that British tennis player Emma Raducanu wrote about on social media following her withdrawal from the 2021 Wimbledon tournament. So basically, Emma is an athlete, and she wrote about on social media following her withdrawal. So after withdrawal, he made a withdrawal from a tournament, and then she wrote on her social media, though the young player had been doing well in the tournament. Yes, so most of the young player, they had been doing well in the tournament, they performing well in the tournament, but she began having difficulty regulating her breathing. So she began having difficulty, she is facing a difficulty regarding regulating her breathing. Actually, she couldn't breathe properly, right? And heart rate, so breathing and heart rate, she began having difficulty regulating her breathing and heart rate during a match. So when a match was running, she faced or she had some difficulty regulating her breathing and heart rate, which she later attributed to. So later which she later attributed to the accumulation of the excitement and the buzz. So finally, later on, he she attributed or contributed to the accumulation of the excitement and the buzz. So excitement, that means a type of feeling or emotion when we are very happy, that is called excitement. What about the buzz? I don't know. So basically, from this paragraph we can see that this is all about a sports person, and her name is Emma Raducanu, right? The whole paragraph discusses about a sports person named Raducanu, how she made a withdrawal from Wimbledon tournament, and actually what happened to her when she was attending or she was joining the tournament, she was competing the participants, actually what kind of difficulty she had. So this is all about a sports person experience. Now I would like to go back to our questions. So let's read from the first question, question number 14. Two chemical compounds? No. Strategies? Some strategies are there? No. Question number 16. How a sports person accounted for their own experience of stress? Yes. Own experience of stress? Yes. Because when she started playing, she began having difficulty regulating her breathing and heart rate. Yes, that was her own experience of stress. So definitely question number 16 goes for paragraph A. What about question number 17? Study results? No, there is no study or research is there. Question number 18. Mention of people who can influence how athletes perceive their some stress responses. No, there only we can, from paragraph A we can find only one person, one sport person, that is Emma Raducanu. So for paragraph A the correct answer is 16. Now I would like to move on our next question, question number. Okay, now I would like to move next paragraph, paragraph number 2. I think paragraph number 2 is bigger than paragraph A, but we have to read. Paragraph B, here we can see for athletes, some level of performance stress is almost unavoidable. So here, some level of performance stress. Actually, we people have a kind of stress that is called performance stress. I don't know, do you have performance stress or not? But yes, when for athletes, for most of the athletes, they have performance stress while they are performing. Just consider our famous sports player Shakib Al Hasan. So while he is performing, while he is performing on the stadium, he is all okay. He is facing some stress. He is having some stress that is called performance stress. If your performance is not good, then definitely the audiences will scold you, the audiences will or revoke you, right? Okay, so this is performance stress. Always some level of performance stress is there, and we can't avoid it. That is almost unavoidable. But there are many different factors that dictate just how people's minds and bodies respond to stressful events. Yes, as we know that some level of performance stress we can't avoid, but there are many different factors that dictate just how people's minds and bodies respond to stressful events. That means there are many different factors. So we have several factors that really help us to control our stress level, to respond, how to respond stressful events. Okay, typically stress is the result of an exchange between two factors. So typically stress is the result of an exchange between two factors. So when two factor exchanged, then it creates, that means stress is created. When stress is created, when two factors are exchanged, when two factors are exchanged, like the first one is demands and the second one is resources. So when these two factors arises, these two factors also can create some stress among athletes. Why? For example, we are demanding, we are expecting that Shakib Al Hasan win the match, but he doesn't have proper resources to win the match. That means this demand is creating stress on that particular athletes or on that particular sports person. So here is the explanation. An athlete may feel stressed about an event if they feel the demands on them are greater than they can handle. For example, you can run 100 kilometers. You can run 100 you can run 5 kilometers within 1 hour, but the demand is huge that you have to run 5 kilometers within 20 minutes. That is, demand is high but your resource is low, so that time you feel stress. These demands include the high level of physical and mental effort required to succeed, and also the athlete's concern about the difficulty of the event. So their chance of succeeding and any potential danger such as injury. Okay, so look at this last sentence. Here we can see their chance of succeeding, also any potential danger such as injury. So if the demand is high and mental efforts required to succeed, and physical and mental efforts also high, and also the athletes concerns about the difficulty of the event, that means most of the sports person knows very well what is his biggest challenge, what is the biggest challenge of this tournament, then their chance of succeeding, their chance of winning the game or winning the match or the tournament. But also we have any potential dangers. We may have any potential dangers, probable dangers such as injury. So here from these 5 or 6 sentences, do you have any questions that how is okay, already we've done this question. Study results. Is there any study? No. Question number 18. People who can influence how athletes perceive. Is there any people name? Is there any conversation regarding people? No. Question number 15. Is there any strategies? No. Is there any two chemical compounds? No. So it's still already we've read 2/3 of this paragraph, but we are not getting any answer. So what should I do now? I should read rest of the paragraph. So now we are about to read the rest of the paragraph. Resources, on the other hand. So the first one is demands. Here, so from the demands on them, look at this, the demands on them. So here the writer discussed about demands, and now writer is discussing about resources. Resources, on the other hand, are a person's ability to cope with these demands. These include factors such as the competitor's degree of confidence and how much they believe they can control the situation's outcome, and whether they are looking forward to the event or not. So basically this passage discusses about two main factors that creates two main factors that create stress. The first one is demands and the second one is resources. So is there any question regarding demands and resources? I don't think that there is any question regarding demand and resources. So from paragraph B we won't have any question. We won't have any answer, or we won't have any information. This information in paragraph B. Okay, we should move on our next paragraph, paragraph C. What a challenge it is. The paragraphs are not too short. Each and every paragraph is also long, so long that we have to read big very carefully. So now we are about to read paragraph C. Each new demand or change in circumstances affects whether a person responds positively or negatively to stress. Yes, maybe we are about to have some interesting, some amazing idea. I don't know what are they. Let me check. Each new demand or change in circumstances affects whether a person responds positively or negatively to stress. So that means responding positively or negatively completely okay, demand or change in circumstances affects whether a person responds positively or negatively. That means demand or change in circumstances, in environments, in situations, or in positions obviously affects a person's response positively or negatively, positive or negative stress. Typically, the more resources a person feels they have in handling in the situation, the more positive their stress response. Yes. So this line says us something important. Let us explain. Let me explain you why. Typically, the more resources a person feels. For example, I have more resources. I know how to play 2 hours. I know how to fight or compete with my competitors or opposite partners. So, and I have enough resources. That means they have in handling the situation. That means the more positive their stress response. So if I have enough resources, I can respond positively stress. I can show the positive response regarding stress. This positive stress response is called a challenge state. So while I'm showing positive response on stress, that is called challenge state. Okay, challenge state. That means we have another stress, that is negative stress response. Maybe we have negative, yes, we've got it. But should the person feel there are too many demands placed on them, the more likely they are to experience a negative stress response. Yes. So here we can see a known as the threat state. Yes. So from this line, we've got here two stresses, two state. The first one is challenge state and the second one is threat state. Okay, now how many states are there? The first one is positive stress response, that is called challenge state, and the second one is negative stress response, that is called threat state. Okay, threat state. Okay, that's good. Research shows that, yes, we've got the word research. So research shows that the challenge states lead to good performance. Yes, research shows that challenge states lead to good performance while threat states lead to poorer performance. So here we can see challenge state lead to good performance and threat states. So challenge states means positive stress response, right? So this positive stress response lead to good performance, and negative stress response, it means threat state. So these threat states lead to poorer performance. That means there is a relation between stress and performance. Stress response, yes, stress response and performance. Okay. So in MR Raducanu's case, a much larger audience, higher expectations and facing a more skillful opponent may all have led her to feel there were greater demands being placed on her at Wimbledon, but she didn't have the resources to tackle them. This led to her experiencing a threat response. Okay, so finally what we can see here, so from this line, I would like to show you. So research shows that the challenge states lead to good performance while threat states lead to poorer performance. That means challenge state means positive stress responses. I'm going to show here more accurately. So positive positive stress. Okay, let me copy. It will save our time. Challenge stress response equal challenge, challenge, challenge state. Yes, and negative stress response, equal threat state, right? Okay, so positive stress response equal challenge state, negative stress response equal threat state. So challenge states show the result of good performance, while on the other hand threat state results poorer performance. PERFORMANC. Yes. So positive stress response challenge equal challenge state that shows good performance. Negative stress response, that is threat state, that results poorer performance. So definitely we can say that this is our study, or this is our research. So here we can see the word research. This is a research, and we can see the word question number 17. This is a study. So study means result, and finally we got the word, yes, case. Emma Raducanu's case. So in Emma Raducanu's case means in Emma Raducanu's study. Emma Raducanu's study or Emma Raducanu's case? The similar meaning. Results indicating links between stress responses and performance. So here we can see positive stress response, good performance, negative stress response, poorer performance. Therefore, the correct answer is C. For question number 17, the correct answer is C. How difficult it was, right? So, Himel, is it okay now?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Yes,
But
but the
yes, sir, the question was tricky.
so tricky, so tricky. You can't believe how tricky the question is, right?
Yes, sir.
And to explain this question, it took more and more time. Oh my God. Okay, let's move on our question number next paragraph. Paragraph number D. I hope. So you should unmute yourself because I'm not getting responses from your sides. Okay. So question number paragraph number D. Our challenge and threat responses essentially influence how our body responds to stressful situation, as both affect the production of adrenaline, adrenaline and cortisol, also known as stress hormones. Yes, so from this line, I hope we'll have one answer. Why? Because we can see here our challenge and threat responses essentially influence. So challenge responses and threat responses, because in our previous paragraph we've got word challenge state, that means challenge response and threat response. So this challenge response and threat responses essentially influence. Influence means affects, right?
Yes.
Yes, influence means affects. Where is the words influence? Yes, we've got the word.
Impact
Reference
protein.
to two chemical compounds which impact on performance. So these two words, these two challenges, I mean challenge and threat responses, these two responses essentially is influence on how our body responds. How our body responds means our performance. How we do our performance, right? To stressful situation. To stressful situation. As both affect, both means two, right? To affect the production of adrenaline and cortisol, also known as stress hormones. So these stress hormones, two stress hormones are there. Number one, adrenaline and cortisol. These are our two stress hormones. So we got here two chemical compounds, right? And the word impact, as I told you before, that instead of impact we will have the word effect or influence. Yes, effect, consequence or influence, but finally we've got the word influence here. That was the synonym of impact. So instead of impact we've got the word influence. Therefore from paragraph D we will have the answer question number 14. So for question number 14, paragraph D is the correct answer. I think we don't need to go further, read whole paragraph, because already we've got the result, we've got the answer. So now I would like to skip reading next lines, remaining lines from this paragraph. I am going to read paragraph number E. So how many answers we've got here? Question number 14, we've got the correct answer. Question number 16, we've got the correct answer. And question number 17, also we've got the correct answer. So already three questions answer we've got. Now another two questions are remaining. Question number 15 and question number 18. So question number 15 all about strategies. Yes, now it's time to find some strategies. And question number 18, mention of people, some people name or some people, some group of people. For example, name of some people or Group of people. Group, group of people. People, or common group of people. Okay, whatever you can say. So we are going to read paragraph E. That said, anxiety is also a common experience for athletes. Yes, now our another term is anxiety. Anxiety is our another term. So anxiety is a common experience for athletes when they are under pressure. Anxiety can increase heart rate and perspiration that cause heart palpitations, muscle tremors, and shortness of breath, as well as headache, nausea, stomach pain, weakness, and a desire to escape in more extreme cases. So I think these are the result, right? These are the result of a term. These are the result. So here we can see many names, right? Let's see. Maybe we're going to have a question answer from this line. Why? Because here that said anxiety is also a common experience for athletes when they are under pressure. Okay, that's good. Anxiety can increase heart rate. So anxiety can increase. Let's see question number. Strategies or question of many people. Okay. No. Example of some strategies. No strategies are there. Okay. No, anxiety can increase. So these are the result of anxiety. So what are the results of anxiety? The results are perspiration, heart palpitations, muscle tremors, shortness of breath. So these are the results. Okay. Anxiety can also reduce concentration and self-control and cause overthinking. Okay. So this passage is all about anxiety. So is there any question related to anxiety? I don't think so. That is there any question related anxiety? So we should skip this paragraph. Why? Because this whole paragraph is all about anxiety. But we don't have any question regarding anxiety. So we have to skip this paragraph very carefully, right? Paragraph number F. Yes, last but not least. Okay. But we have two questions. But one paragraph. It's so tricky. Okay. But there are many ways athletes can ensure they respond positively under pressure. Okay. Positive stress responses can be promoted through the language that they and others, such as coaches or parents, use. Okay. Psychologists can also help athletes change how they see their physio. Okay. Yes, physiological responses, such as helping them see a higher heart rate as excitement rather than nervous. Okay, nervous or nerves? Nerves. Excitement rather than nerves. Nerves mean worries, stresses, tensions. Okay, nervous. So, from this line, we are going to have a wonderful answer, right? Maybe. Positive stress responses can be promoted. Positive stress responses can be promoted through the language that they and others use. Others means coaches and parents. Okay. So what kind of words or languages coaches and parents use? Coaches and parents always use that's okay, you should go through this way, you should maintain this way, you should do this way, that way. So these are the words, I mean motivating words. So psychologists can also help athletes. Psychologist, so who can help athletes? Psychologist. So psychologist can help athletes means psychology can influence. Psychologist can influence athletes how they see their physiological responses. So here we can see mention of people who can influence how athletes perceive their stress responses. So here mention of people who can influence. So we can see here mention of people, it means psychologist. So here we've got some psychologists. They can influence the athletes. Yes, here we've got next keyword athletes. How athletes perceive their stress responses, how they see physiological responses. Yes, physiological responses. That means from this line we are going to have one answer for question number 18. Paragraph F is our answer. So what about paragraph question number 15? We have one answer remaining. So let's see some strategies. We need some strategies. Okay. Developing developing psychological skills such as visualization can also help decrease physiological responses to threat. Okay. Visualization may involve the athlete recreating a mental picture of a time when they performed well, or picturing themselves doing well in the future. This can help create a feeling of control over the stressful event. Okay. So visualization means developing physiological skills such as visualization. So basically here we can see developing physiological skills. Physiological skills, it means developing physiological skills such as visualization. So this is our one solution. This can also decrease psychological responses. Okay. Second one, maybe we are going to have recreating competitive pressure. Okay. Recreating competitive pressure during training can also help athletes. Yes. Next one is here we can see recreating competitive pressure. Recreating competitive pressure during training can also help athletes learn how to deal with stress. Okay, so recreating competitive pressure during health. Here we can see. So developing psychological skills such as visualization is one way. Recreating competitive pressure during training can also help athletes learn how to deal with stress. This is our another way. An example of this might be scoring athletes against their peers to create a sense of competition. This would increase the demands which players experience compound a normal training session while still allowing them to practice coping with stress. Okay, so example of strategies for minimizing the effects of stress. For minimizing, yes, can decrease physiological responses to threat. Yes, we can got the word. Can also help decrease. Decrease means minimizing. Here we can see mitigating, lessening, decreasing. Yes, we've got the word decrease. So decrease physiological responses to threat. Okay. So this is our first way and this is our second way. This is our first strategy, this is our second strategy. So examples of strategies. Yes, two strategies are there. The first one is developing psychological skill such as visualization, and the second one is recreating competitive pressure during training. So here we can see example of strategies for minimizing the effects of stress. So the effects of stress, so how to cope with stress. Yes, coping with stress means how to deal with stress. So from this last part of this paragraph, we could say the correct, for question number 15, the correct answer is paragraph F. So finally, we've done question number 14 to 18. And this is all about information matching from or finding information in the paragraphs, how to find the information in the paragraphs. So to do so, now I would like to review this session, what we did together. Let me see. Oh my god, Mr. Himail Siam is here and Luffy is also here. Okay, so Mr. Himail, now do you have any question regarding this session?
Actually, sir, I don't have any
I don't.
question.
You don't have any question. Luffy, do you have any question? Siam?
No, sir.
Okay. So was it understandable?
Yes, sir. It is.
Yes, it is. So finally, I was able to make you understand properly what should I consider while I'm answering the question, which paragraph contains the following information. That means finding or looking information in the paragraphs. It is really difficult for anyone because it is time consuming session, or it is a type of question that is time consuming, because this evening I made a video on uh, information matching from Cambridge Book 19 Academic Reading Test 1. So in this session, in that session I noticed that how difficult it was to cope with this answer. So let me review my session here today. What have we learned today from this session? We've learned here some vocabularies regarding two chemical compounds. So we've got the name of these two chemical compounds. So the first chemical compounds is adrenaline and the second one is cortisol. So if you read further lines, I hope you will get to know what is chemical compounds and how do they work. So the second word we've learned here, impact. Instead of impact, we'll have the word effect, consequence, or influence. Question number 15, we've got some strategies. So example of strategies for minimizing the effects of stress. So instead of the word minimizing, you will have the word decreasing, lessening, or mitigating. And instead of strategies, methods, techniques, and characteristics. Question number 16, how a sports person accounted for their own experience of stress. So instead of a sports person, you will have a name of that sports person, or the name of that sports person. Own experience means that person took part in the sports and experienced. Study results, it means instead of study you will have the word case, research, experiments, training. Link between stress responses and performances. So result mean outcomes, consequences, and marks. And also I was able to make you understand properly what is the link between stress responses and performance, because I wanted to teach you clearly properly what is the relation between what is the link between stress responses and performance, because two stress responses are there, one is positive and another one is negative. So positive stress responses means you are performing positively, I mean good performance, you are showing good performance. Or negative stress responses means you are performing poorly, poorer performance, you are showing poorer performance. So, and last question, mention of people. So here we can see mention of people, that means uh, yes, mention of people, it means at psychologist, right? Yes, paragraph if we've got the word psychologist. So mention of people means some psychologists and also other peoples. Here we can see coaches and parents. These also the other people, right? We should also consider them. These are the people. So name mention of people, it seems name of some people or group of people. Influence means inspire, motivate, effect, or encouragement. And perceive means receive, gain, or learn. And stress responses. So this is all about my today's session. Now I would like to conclude my session. As you know that I've been here for more than 1 hour, 1.5 hours.